Hi everyone, if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if not, then welcome back to another one of my videos. I know today's video is going to be a little bit early, but I have to do my March wrap up now because as you see this video, I will be actually in the air and on a trip to see family, so I had to film my wrap up early. I won't be including a few books that I read towards the end of the month, so I'll have to do that in my April one, but to make my schedule work, I've had to film this early. I'm gonna speed edit it the night before I leave, and it'll go live while I'm on an airplane. That's how it goes sometimes, but I'm actually really excited for today's video. I have had a great reading month, and I have had a great end to my reading month. Like, it was amazing, and it was definitely memorable. It was probably one of my best reading times of the year, and that's always great. So I read a bunch of newer books this month, a bunch of ones that I don't normally read. I went outside my comfort zone a little bit, actually a lot, and it was super fun. So some of these books towards the end are gonna be for a vlog that is also gonna go live while I'm away. So I'm not gonna go too much into detail. I'll give you my ratings and a little bit about them, but for my full thoughts, you're gonna have to go watch that vlog that'll be up a few days after this video. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's talk about all the books that I read in March. So this one I actually finished in February, but I had to include it in my March one because I guess I was reading it as I was filming my wrap up. So I finished Sinful Val by Asia Monique, and there's not much to say about this one for me. It was enjoyable and I feel like I could have loved it, but I was just so bored. It is a mafia romance, and I did really love the characters together. They were super strong and it was everything you wanted in a mafia romance, but for some reason I was bored. I think it was because I wasn't fully invested in the characters because there was so much going on as well. Like, I should not have been bored because there was literally no time to take a chill from all the plot twists. It was plot twist after plot twist, and it was a little too much for me because I couldn't keep up, but I was also bored. So it was a very interesting combination. Like I said, I loved the two main characters. They were super hot, they were super everything, and I just don't know why I didn't like this. In the beginning of the month, I definitely went through a bit of not really a slump, but I just wasn't loving reading, which was very unfortunate because I feel like I could have loved this book and I should have loved this book, and I don't know why I didn't. It wasn't very steamy, which was kind of unfortunate. I think I only remember like 2 sex scenes in there, but I did finish it and I rated it 3.75 stars and then 3 on the spice scale. And then because I just have so many fucking mafia books on my TBR, I read Prince of the Brotherhood by K. Alex Walker, and this one, it was very interesting. The setup, you think you're gonna be like on an island and you're gonna have so much fun, it's gonna be like a holiday romance, and then boom, the plot comes in and it's like mafia, kidnapping, and you're like, whoa. So the beginning was quite nice. I love darker romance books, right? So they didn't really meet at a coffee shop. They didn't really hang out and purposefully bump into each other. It was not a meet cute. Usually I like it when he kidnaps her, when he stalks her, when something like that. And this one felt a little too meet cutie for me. But I held on, and I was so glad I did because, oh, I can't say that. I was about to reveal a real big plot twist. But the setup of this book was super enjoyable. The characters were great, and yeah, there was a lot going on, and there was some secrets and some twists, and looking back, like, it was a really fun book. The beginning was a bit slow and I didn't love it, but once it picked up, it was great. There were some parts that I was just grasping for something more, but still, it was really, really enjoyable. And I didn't write a Goodreads review for it for some reason. I don't know why, but I rated it 4 stars. At some points in the book, it was probably like 4.25 stars, but the book as a whole was 4 stars for me. This book and the last one I talked about both have Black female main characters in the mafia. So it was fucking amazing. The characters were amazing. The heroines were amazing. Everything was amazing. And yeah, Prince of the Brotherhood, I don't really like the cover, nor do I really like the name, but I really like the book. It involves like the government and cops and mafia, and it's like a crossover. So yeah, I really had fun with it. It was super enjoyable. I don't know why I didn't write a Goodreads review for it because I'm kind of like grasping for straws at what I'm supposed to say about it. This is why I write Goodreads reviews, because it really helps me in these wrap-ups. Then I read Lies of My Monster by Rena Kent. This is the second one, and I was so anticipating it because I was like, that first fucking Cliffy was murder. Like, I'm sure everybody told Rena Kent how unhappy they were with that fucking cliffhanger. It did make things really good though. I totally see why she did it. And naturally, because she put that much of a cliffhanger, I had to pick up the next book. So I did, and unfortunately didn't really love it. I feel like absolutely nothing happened. There was no good moments like there was in the last one. I didn't love the last one, the first book in this trilogy, but it had some moments where I was just like, oh, this is everything. But this one just didn't have those moments. There was very few, actually, maybe like 2, and then the ending Oh my god, the ending was horrible. I was so pissed because like it's a trilogy and it's just repetitive, and that was what I was worried about, but I was giving it a shot anyway, and I just feel so fucking conflicted on this second book because on the one hand it was all right, but on the other hand it pissed me off so much. So I don't really know what to rate it. We're gonna say it's 3 stars. Will I read the third one? That's a good fucking question. I still don't know. It comes out at the beginning of next month and I still don't know if I'll read it, but maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. It's so conflicted. I'm just so conflicted, and that's my review. And then I read a very anticipated book, which was That Sick Love by Jessie Hall. This was the ultimate dark romance for me, okay? To start off, I'll just say I loved it, all right? This had cult. This had brainwashing, kind of. You get brainwashed in a cult. It dealt a lot with religion, and the hero was a mysterious, dark-haired stalker. Yes, just fucking yes. I read a review that said Arrow, who's the hero in this one, gave Zaid a run for his money, like Zaid from Haunting Adeline. And I fucking agree, because I'm not saying he's better. No way am I saying he's better, but they're pretty close, all right? Like, it's like this, okay? The books themselves are similar, but at the same time, they're really different. So, yeah. Arrow and Zaid are like top book boyfriends at this moment because, wow, this book blew me away. The heroine, Bryony, she starts off, you're like, come on, girl, realize some shit here. You're being brainwashed. You're in a cult. And then she grows so much where she starts to become her own woman. She has her own thoughts, and you're just like, yes, like, go, girl. And it gets so much better. He totally helps her along that journey. He's protective of her. Also is kind of like pissed at her because he's in love with her, and he blames her for that, which I know it's toxic, but I love that. I love the push and pull that that creates. Anyway, he also does like so much shit for her. Like everything he does is for her. He takes such good care of her. This was just impeccable. Number 1, it's super dark. Number 2, it's super smutty. Talk about the smut in this one, guys. It was immaculate. And there's scenes in here that just like include everything. It includes everything, and I was so fucking here for it. This book is also thicker. Like I think it's 450, and wow. So fucking good. So fucking good. And I just devoured this shit. It was so good. It's literally 5 stars. Not gonna lie. It's my favorite dark romance that I've read in a while. And right now it's top of the list for the dark romances that I've read recently. Is the 5 stars really 5 stars? Maybe not. It might be like 4.75, but still, it's fucking up there. I loved it so much, and you need to read it. Then I read Deadly Gossip by Brittany Nicole. A lot of people had been reading this. Someone messaged me, told me to read it, and I was like, yeah, I trust your opinion, so I'm gonna put it on my TBR. And I read it, and for some weird reason, the forbidden part just pushed my buttons. I genuinely don't know what it is, you guys. Like, I've read 20-year age gap. I've read my dead sister's fiance. I've read uncle relationships. I've read guardian relationships. Like, come on. I just also added the uncle relationship was like a adopted step uncle, right? Like a godparent, okay? I didn't mean to say it like that, all right? I've read forbidden. I've read taboo. I don't know why this pissed me off so much, because she's a lawyer and he's her client. Why did that piss me off so much? I just don't know, and I could not tell you. I guess it was like business code or moral business code. Who fucking knows? This one just pissed me off. And also, it was a little too meet cutie for me. A little too contemporary, a little too meet cute, and I didn't really like the guy in it. I found he was very like, he was trying a little too hard. That's what I'll say, okay? He was very like overboard on the dirty talk and like overboard on everything, and I was just like, don't really like it. Also, the other woman drama was insane in this. I don't really hate other women drama. Like, I don't think it's horrible. So I usually don't hate other women drama, but this one was just so incessant and such a big part of the plot that I was just like, fuck off. Like, that's kind of the only time that I've hated other women drama, which is fascinating. But I didn't like it. I DNF'd it probably about 40% because I really tried to hang on, guys. I promise you, I tried. I couldn't do it. Oh, and then I DNF'd again with Force of Nature by Monica Walters. Why is a book called Force of Nature? I don't know. The cover, you all know how I like discreet covers. Once in a while, a man on a cover will do it for me. This one did it for me. It really did it for me. But unfortunately, I just could not get with the style of this writing, you know? Like, for me, a book has got to have some lyrical flow, some beauty. Like, it doesn't have to be proper fucking English, like really, like very grammatically correct, all of that. Like, even then, I don't know if I just said grammatically right. Is it grammatically or grammatically? Exactly. So like, who am I to judge? If my English is shit, I can't judge your written English, all right? So I normally don't care, but this one just had too much slang for me. Because you know, like in MC romances, the guy, when he's talking, he'll be like, it ain't me, babe. And I'm looking at you, silly Cole. Normally I don't hate that, but this one just had a little too much for me. And I think it kind of got in the way of me really being able to enjoy this because I couldn't really connect to it when there were so many fucking slang words. So I wanted to enjoy it, and I enjoyed certain parts of it, and I hung on longer than I thought I could, but that just got in the way of me enjoying this experience, so I had to DNF it. Then I read Descent by Sam Mariano. Y'all, I know you're gonna be like, oh, did you love it? Did you love it? Are you a Sam Mariano fan? Like, do you like, what's his name in this? I don't even remember the dude's name. It's C something. Anyway, this is an anticipated book, okay? A lot of people want me to read this. A lot of people told me to read this. I was just very impartial. I was just like, this is kind of fucked up. No, it was very fucked up. And it was so fucked up for the most part of the book. Like, she was still questioning whether she actually liked him 60% in. Actually, 80% in. And then she was kind of trapped, but you could kind of see that she did kind of want it. And I hate saying the word want it because all that comes to mind is like, you know you want it. And I'm like, no, that's not what I was trying to say she was. But internal thoughts were like, I really like him, but he's such a horrible person. And when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, girl, completely agree. Like, he's got his points. He's a horrible fucking person. And yeah, he's him. And I definitely don't think this man changed, like, at all. But I don't know. I did think they could be kind of happy together. I believed that. Yeah, it was all right. I didn't love it. I was very impartial. I didn't feel connected to the characters, and I definitely did not love it. So I rated it 3 stars, but it was kind of like a high 3 stars, kinda. I just really didn't feel their love. I don't know why this is turning out to be the shortest wrap-up ever, but we're like on our last few books here. It wasn't a great reading month, and for some reason I don't have a lot of thoughts on all these books, which is very interesting, but I read an MM book. You might be asking me like, Freya, what made you read this? So I was scrolling on Instagram. I went through someone's stories and they had reposted a reader edit, and I was just like, whoa, that looks really good. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, I know what this book is. I know what this book is. It's an MM book by Nyla K called For the Fans. And I had seen it a few places. I kind of thought it was a short novella, so I didn't care about it. But yeah, after I looked at that, I was just like, hold on, I want to read this. So it was definitely a mood read, like a huge mood read. Okay, I literally saw it. I was like, yes, I want to read this, and I picked it right up. Luckily, I was in between reads, so it was great. But yeah, this is an MM book, and it follows 2 stepbrothers. And basically the relationship starts with them trying to make money, so they do OnlyFans. Like, what a unique setup that you just know is gonna be smutty as fuck. But actually, I was so happy and so surprised of the way that Nyla K wrote love into it. Like, I was just expecting it to be super smutty, like focused on the smut, focused on the sex, like all of that, right? But it was so beautiful. Like, I don't know, there was just something about the relationship. That was my dog. There was just something about the relationship between these 2 men. It kind of blew me away, honestly. This book is also like 500 pages, and so it definitely wasn't the novella I thought it was, but I loved it so fucking much. The smut was on point. It was fabulous, but also just everything about this book was so fucking good, and it really surprised me. I don't read a lot of MM. I've only read 2 MM books, actually. I have read MM scenes in like Losers by Harley LaRue, reverse harem books that have like MM scenes in it, and I definitely don't like shy away from them. I won't purposefully not read the book if it's there. It never calls to me in the way that MF or female books do. Female books, they have my heart because there's just another level of hotness in that. Like, it's impeccable. But anyway, this one really surprised me. And will I read another MM book in the future? Probably, most likely. Yeah, this one was great, and I definitely could see myself reading one like this again because it was really fucking beautiful, and that's the word that comes to mind most. Like, this book was beautiful. I rated it 4.25 stars and then like 4 on the spec scale. This shit was so smutty, but it also had a great balance of like love and beautiful writing, and it had everything. All right, and then these are the books that I'm currently reading for the vlog that I'm doing right now. These books I've already finished by the time I'm filming this. Some of them I'm still yet to read, but I read Priest by Sierra Simone. This is a priest relationship. The hero is a priest who has vows to not fuck someone, basically, but you know what he does? He fucks someone, then he falls in love with her, and yeah. Okay, I'm trying not to spoil this vlog too much, so I can't say too much, but I really enjoyed it. It was so fucking good. I did have a lot of thoughts on it. Like, I had a lot of thoughts on all these because I kind of went for like a forbidden taboo kind of theme for this reading vlog, and yeah, obviously I have a lot of thoughts on all of them. It's gonna be another one of those long vlogs that y'all like. I'm really excited for you guys to watch it because I know you guys love vlogs, and I know I have like a fear of them, but I'm trying to get over it. So anyway, I read Priest by Sierra Simone. Then I read book 2 in that Priest series, which was Sinner by Sierra Simone. This one is a nun romance. Also, the heroine is his best friend's little sister. That was great as well. Then I also read, what's the name? Something by Saffron A. Kent. Medicine Man. Yeah, okay, I really gotta stop here because I'm trying not to spoil it, but like the way that I'm smiling should tell you something about how much I loved all of these. And then I finished off the vlog with Balance by Lucia Franco, and then Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. So I really went for those forbidden and taboo vibes on this one. Like the last two are definitely, I'd say, taboo. The others are 100% forbidden, and I actually had a blast. So this kind of turned out perfect that I was doing a vlog for the end of my reading month, because now in my April wrap up, you guys will see all my thoughts. You guys will see all my thoughts on all these books, and I may not have to include it in that wrap up. So actually this turned out perfect. So keep an eye out for that vlog. It'll be coming early April. I only read 13 books this month, so this video was a little shorter, but still I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about all the books that I read. I did have a great reading month. Definitely ending it off on a great note. I had like 3 back-to-back 4 or higher star reads, and yeah, I'm just so glad to be closing out the month like that. I am so excited to recommend these, and if I can read this many good books and this amount of good books for like the next year, I'll be fine with it. I don't need to read the amount of books that I do sometimes. Like when I read 26 books in 28 days last February, not the one that just happened, but the one before, like that was not necessary. So I know I had a lot of fun reading them though, so I'm glad I enjoyed that. But I like sticking to a manageable number. 13 is great, and yeah, it was really enjoyable. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my links are down in the description. You can find my email, my Goodreads, my Instagram, all that. Hope you had a great reading month, and I'll see you in my next video very soon.